Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We have just had a wild couple of weeks with the weather here. 2 weeks ago, we had windstorms, and I showed this over on my Patreon, but both of our tents over there just got taken out by the wind. Stuff was blowing all over the place. And then last week, temperatures dropped down single digits, and we just had a huge snowstorm here. Dad was stuck up here all week. And now yesterday it was up to 60 degrees and we just had flash floods, and the ground was already so saturated from the snow, and so everything was just flooded here. It was muddy, it was a mess. But ironically, last week we had planned to start doing our insulation, our rock wool on the inside. Saw the prediction of snow, and Dad came up here the night before and planned for getting stuck here for maybe a day, but it ended up being just a crazy snowstorm, so much snow here, and I was down in Huntsville and everything from there to here was just shut down. All the roads were just iced over. Dad was stuck up here with Sage, but he said even with the rock wool comfort board exterior insulation, it was still really warm in there with our Dutch West wood burning stove. So he was nice and warm in there with Sage, and he took some video, so check it out.
Do you want to go outside? Yes. You want to go back in?
So yesterday it was flash floods and all the snow had just melted, so the ground was just really saturated, and Dad was pulling up right when the flood was coming down. We were really worried about our trench because the conduit has lifted up in the water a couple times, and with the snow, the trench just started caving in on itself and dirt was covering it. So we didn't want the conduit to come up and just undo all that work that we had done. So we were just out in the rain with the tractor and just shoveling dirt inside there to hold it down just enough. Luckily, we kept it held down, but we just got soaked yesterday. And then inside, we were dealing with some leaks. Right where we added the overhangs, we have a couple places where water's coming in. So that's another thing we need to get done. We were holding off on putting on that last thing of storm guard because of those overhangs, but now we're gonna wait for a dry day and finally finish off the roof. We just have a lot of small projects that we need to finish up: the trench and the electrical, our roof, our septic tank, and the insulation. Next week, we're gonna have Michael Crane from Rockwool coming out and helping us with our insulation. So today we want to just start preparing a couple things inside, get a couple more things ready for insulation, a couple more things for electrical. We actually already got our breakers, our switches, our outlets, so all that's ready to go, and we're just gonna start work on some stuff, and then next week we'll start doing our insulation. All right, so this is the camp out. This is where Dad was staying, in this bed. This is so cozy. I could just lay here and listen to the rain and fall asleep. So last time we did these knee walls, we made the modification to it to make it flush. And we did that mainly for our insulation so that it'll fit nice in there. We're kind of looking at our collar ties up here, and we kind of have the same problem with those. We think we're just gonna do the same thing to that. We kind of added these after the fact so that we could have a flat ceiling on top and just a place to put lights and finishing material. So it's gonna be fine structurally, and this shed has been here for 20 years and it's never had any kind of problem with that either. So we're gonna cut those off and put them back up flush, and then we'll have that nice cavity to put in all of our rock wool next week. So we're gonna start taking down this bed, clean up a little bit, and get started on those.
Stuff back. We can vacuum that up.
It's coming down. We're here, we got our bowls to catch the dripping water. So on these, we're just going to mark them, take them down, cut them, and put them back up. Luckily, when we put them up the first time, we just did one screw because we weren't really sure what we were gonna do long term on them, so they'll be really easy to take out. All right, here we go. It's the last one. All right, so we're all wrapped up with our collar ties now. Looks great. Now we are working on putting some plugs in. So we got started with these ones upstairs. And now we're gonna do one right here. So this one is our desk outlet, and we ran a line just for this desk so that we can power something crazy up here. So speakers, big computer, whatever we need up here. So this one's gonna be pretty cool. We got a double outlet here. right, so we ended up making some pretty good progress on our electrical. We finished all of our outlets upstairs and took out a huge majority of them downstairs, so we're really close to that. And we also started doing a couple switches, so we got the bathroom light, bathroom fan, and then also that switch over there for the vanity light. So it's coming along pretty fast. It's definitely getting easier as we go along because I've never done electrical before, so just getting the hang of hooking the wire on. It's kind of weird. You got to figure out the trick with it. So learning with that, so that's been fun, getting faster each time. That's going to be a wrap for this video. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone that backs us over on Patreon, and also thank you to everyone just for liking and subscribing. We appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time.